House to come to order. Members, proceed to your seats. Will the members please rise for the invocation delivered by Dr. Jeff Eaton of Hope Community Church in Frankfort, Kentucky, and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thanks for your service. Be safe going home. Let's pray together. Father, you have blessed our state, our Commonwealth, and we are grateful for that. Lord, you've some of the greatest spiritual awakenings that have happened in this nation began in this state, from the revivals of Logan County and Adairville, to the revivals of Cane Ridge in Bourbon County, to the awakening in Asbury, several awakenings there in Wilmore. Lord, you have used us. You have used us in a tremendous way, and we thank you. We ask that you pour your Spirit upon us again. In the words of Cane Ridge, Lord, do it again. Do it again. Purify our hearts. Give us clean hands, loyal hearts to you, and turn our hearts back to you once again. And we're thankful that we have you, that you've given us a Savior, you've given us a way. And I pray this in the name of Jesus that is above all names. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk will sound the chimes. Members, indicate your presence. Clerk will take the roll. Being 91 members vote, indicating the presence of quorum is declared and the House is ready to proceed. Next order of business is the excuse of absent members. Gentleman from Taylor.
Mr. Speaker, I move you, sir, that the absent members be excused in accordance with the House rules.
Without objection, so ordered. Gentleman from Taylor.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend the rules for the purpose of allowing members to co-sponsor bills and resolutions or to submit vote modifications and have filed the proper papers with the clerk to do so.
Without objection, so ordered. Next order of business is the approval of the journal. Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, the clerk of the Senate.
A lively group here, Madam Clerk. Welcome to the House.
Yes, sir, you are. Mr. Speaker, the Senate has passed Senate Bills 45, 118, 145, 153, 155, 158, and 160, and respectfully request concurrence of this honorable body.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, you too. And a
Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, I move you, sir, that the journal from Thursday, February 12, 2026 be approved.
Without objection, the journal from Thursday, February 12, 2026 is approved. Next order of business is second reading of bills. Clerk, please report.
House Bill 6 with House Committee Substitute 1 and House Committee Amendment 1, the title amendment, Representative Heverin, an act relating to child care. House Bill 10 with House Committee Substitute 1 and House Committee Amendment 1, the title amendment, Representative Hodgson, an act relating to gubernatorial transitions. House Bill 136 with House Committee Substitute 1, Representative Williams, an act relating to campaign finance. House Bill 392 with House Committee Substitute 1, Representative Meredith, an act relating to local public agency transactions. House Bill 456, Representative Freeland, an act relating to the state treasurer and unclaimed property. House Bill 480, Representative McPherson, an act relating to state contracts. House Bill 485 with House Committee Substitute 1, Representative Nemas, an act relating to the care and treatment of individuals with mental illness. House Bill 577, Representative Branscombe, an act relating to economic development. House Concurrent Resolution 16, Representative Dietz, a concurrent resolution continuing the work of the Air Mobility and Aviation Economic Development Task Force by establishing the Aviation Economic Development Task Force. And House Joint Resolution 50, Representative Heverin, a joint resolution directing the Auditor of Public Accounts to study the applicable statutes, administrative regulations, and agency policies and processes that directly impact the opening and operation of licensed and certified child care services in the Commonwealth.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Next order of business, report of committees. There being no need. Next order of business, the orders of the day. Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, I move you, sir, that House Bill 459 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for a third time by title and sponsor only, and placed upon its passage.
Motion's made and seconded that House Bill 459 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for the third time by title and sponsor only, and placed upon its passage. Clerk, please report.
House Bill 459, an act relating to licensed occupations. Representative Moser.
Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the lady from Kenton 64 for explanation of the bill and motion thereon.
Chair recognizes the lady from Kenton 64 for explanation, bill, and a motion thereon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. House Bill 459 is simply a bill to collect data around our healthcare workforce, which we know we are in a period of workforce shortage in our healthcare system. So all this does is requires various professional licensure boards to collect data about who is actually working out in the field in various healthcare fields, not just those who are licensed. The last piece of this bill just adds a provision that allows marriage and family therapists who are coming in from out of state, if they meet the same requirements for a Kentucky license, that their license would be recognized in Kentucky. That is all the bill does, and if there are no questions, I move passage of House Bill 459.
Question before the body's passage of House Bill 459. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, clerk will sound the chimes. Those in favor vote aye. Those opposed, nay. Roll call is open for your vote. Does any member wish to change or explain their vote? Clerk will take the roll. In 90 members voting aye, no members voting nay, House Bill 459 is passed. Lady from Kenton.
Move for clincher.
Without objection, so ordered. Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, I move you, sir, that House Bill 293 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for a third time by title and sponsor only, and placed upon its passage.
Motion's made and seconded that House Bill 293 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for the third time by title and sponsor only, and placed upon its passage. Clerk, please report.
House Bill 293, an act relating to vehicle wheels. Representative Thomas.
Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from Christian 8 for explanation of the bill and motion thereon.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from Christian 8 for explanation of the bill and a motion thereon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In 2024 session, I filed a bill to put rubber on any metal wheels, whether it be steel, iron, or wood wheels. After that, we got it through transportation. It went unanimous, but after that, we did receive a letter from the Amish community with their concerns and expressing their religious convictions to that. So we have amended the bill, and that is what you have before you, to only have the rubber on the heavy equipment that's being pulled behind these horse and tackle. That would be the big plows, the heavy utility tanks that are damaging our road. They are still running metal wheels. And this is damaging our local roads, our county roads, and our state and federal roads. So this bill exempts anything less than a gross ton, which is mainly their personal transportation, and it only pertains to the heavier equipment, having some kind of rubber to protect our roads there. So, Mr. Speaker, if there's any questions, I'll be glad to answer them, but I move for passage of this bill.
Question before the body is passage of House Bill 293. Is there any discussion? Chair recognizes the gentleman from Rowan for explanation of vote not to exceed 2 minutes.
Could I ask the gentleman a question, please?
He will yield to a question.
What's the really the reason for this bill?
Gentleman from Christian.
Well, sir, if you're in my neck of the woods, you will see the rutting on our roads. And what happens is these ruts form, and then when we have weather like we did the other day, the rain and water gets in there and just breaks apart our roads. So this is kind of protection of our roads, and that is the intent of this bill.
Okay, thank you.
Question before the body is passage of House Bill 293. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk will sound the chimes. Those in favor vote aye. Those opposed, nay. Roll call is open for your vote.
Sorry.
Does any member wish to change or explain their vote? Clerk will take the roll. In 80 members voting aye, 8 members voting nay, House Bill 293 is passed. Gentleman from Christian.
I move for clincher.
Without objection, so ordered. House will stand at ease. House come to order. Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, I move you so that House Bill 379 be taken from its place in the orders today, read for a third time by title and sponsor only, placed upon its passage.
Motion is made and seconded that House Bill 379 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for the third time by title and sponsor only, and placed upon its passage. Clerk, please report.
House Bill 379, an act relating to post-secondary education. Representative Baker.
Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from Pulaski for explanation of the bill and motion thereon.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from Pulaski.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Would you please ask the clerk to report House Committee Sub 1?
Clerk, please report.
House Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 379.
Gentleman from Pulaski.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Much of the language in House Bill 379 you've seen before. Last year we had House Bill 711, which was largely a cleanup bill. It got rid of some outdated language and some things that were no longer functioning in the post-secondary institutions. And over the interim the past year, there were conversations with some of the post-secondaries about some other things they would like to see contained in the language, and we had those conversations. And so the House Committee sub covers some of those. One of the things it does, post-secondary governing boards members' attendance will no longer constitute a meeting for the purpose of open meeting records as long as no official action is taken. Second thing it does, it authorizes the Department of Revenue to collect enrollment-related debts for the post-secondaries. The Department of Revenue can retain a fee for doing so, and they will remit those funds and any interest to the post-secondary institution. The third thing it does is Northern Kentucky University is designated as to administer the Center for Mathematics and report annually to the LRC. They have done this for a number of years. It's been open for anybody to take on. They have been the only one willing to do it, and they've done it well, and they're happy to continue doing so, and so this just makes that official. And the last thing it does, it provides that preliminary discussions related to productivity and performance evaluations of post-secondary presidents may occur in closed session, and they'll do that summative evaluation out in the public. That's all it does. And Mr. Speaker, I would move for passage of House Bill 379 as amended by House Committee Sub 1.
Gentleman from Pulaski, we need to adopt the committee sub first.
I do apologize. I move adoption.
Motion is for the adoption of House Committee Substitute 1. Is there any discussion of the committee substitute? Seeing none, those in favor signify by voting aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. House Committee Substitute 1 is adopted. Now, gentlemen, your motion.
Mr. Speaker, I move passage of House Bills 379 as amended by House Committee Sub 1.
Question before the body is passage of House Bill 379 as amended by House Committee Substitute 1. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, clerk will sound the chimes. Those in favor vote aye. Those opposed, nay. Roll call is open for your vote. Have all members voted? Does any member wish to change or explain their vote? Clerk will take the roll. In 92 members voting aye, no members voting nay, House Bill 379, as amended by House Committee Substitute 1, is passed. Gentleman from Pulaski.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move the clincher.
Without objection, so ordered. Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, I move you, sir, that House Bill 526 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for a third time, by title and sponsor only, and placed upon its passage.
Motion is made and seconded that House Bill 526 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for the third time by title and sponsor only, and placed upon its passage. Clerk, please report.
House Bill 526, an act relating to members of the bar. Representative Doan.
Gentleman from McCracken.
Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from Kenton 69 for explanation of the bill and motion thereon.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from Kenton 69 for explanation of the bill and a motion thereon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I filed a floor amendment on this bill yesterday. What that floor amendment does is it includes all of the language in the committee sub that adds some whereas language explaining the constitutional provisions that we are working under with this bill. And it also adds a delayed effective date of this bill until July 1st, 2027. Mr. Speaker, could the clerk please report House Floor Amendment 3?
Clerk, please report.
House Floor Amendment 3 to House Bill 526.
Gentleman from Kenton.
Move for adoption of the floor amendment.
Motion is for the adoption of the floor amendment. Is there any discussion of the floor amendment? State your point.
If so, do we have to pass that first?
The floor amendment is drafted to the original bill.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there any discussion of the committee or of the floor amendment? Seeing none, those in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. House Floor Amendment 3 is adopted. Gentleman from Kenton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is a simple bill that this body passed 2 years ago. Basically, what this bill does is it allows lawyers that are members of the Bar Association or that are licensed to practice law here in this state to decide whether or not they want to be members of the Kentucky Bar Association or not. This moves the mandatory Bar Association requirement for lawyers into a voluntary status. As mentioned on the floor amendment, this adds in a delayed effective date so that the Supreme Court has an opportunity to figure out how they want to administer this program now that it's moved. Mr. Speaker, if there are no questions, I move for passage of this bill.
Question before the body is passage of House Bill 526 as amended by House Floor Amendment 3. Chair recognizes the lady from Fayette 75 for discussion of the matter.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I rise to speak on the bill.
Yes, ma'am.
The Kentucky Bar Association, like it or not, plays a very important role in the regulation of attorneys. On its best day, it's a public protection agency, making sure that attorneys don't abuse the public, that they don't take advantage of their position of trust, that they don't succumb to the mental health and substance abuse issues that plague our profession and cause people to do very regrettable things. Those of you from around the Lexington area know that it hasn't been too long since an attorney committed suicide after he stole millions of dollars from his clients. The Kentucky Bar Association has a role to play. If we ask the Supreme Court to play that same role, we would be looking at a major expenditure. We have to give them support to do that. So I think that we should stay in line with over 30 other states that have compulsory bar associations. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to suspend the rules to call House Floor Amendment 4.
The motion of the lady from Fayette 75 is a suspension of the rules for the purpose of allowing action on House Floor Amendment 4, which was filed today. Motion is non-debatable, requires a constitutional majority of 51 for a suspension of the rules. Roll call machine is open for your vote. State your point.
Mr. Speaker, has Floor Amendment 4 been distributed to the members or pushed to the computers?
Mr. Speaker, it is the exact same amendment as House Floor Amendment 1 that was drafted to the sub, so that has been pushed to the computers because it was filed timely. I can't.
Motion of the lady from Fayette 75 is for suspension of the rules. Motion is non-debatable, requires constitutional majority of 51. Roll call is open for your vote. Those in favor of suspension of the rules vote aye. Those opposed, nay.
You didn't have to vote. Don't think I won't remember.
Clerk will take the roll. In 22 members voting aye, it falls short of the 51 vote threshold required for suspension of the rules.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May I continue?
You may.
Had we had the opportunity to consider the amendment, which we won't because of gamesmanship and fear, we would have been able to consider whether or not there should be an opportunity for the Supreme Court to consider what happens when lawyers are less regulated. So I think if this bill passes, that lawyers ought to pay a higher malpractice premium because they're not getting the oversight that they are through the Bar Association. Furthermore, I think that they should not have access to continuing education that's provided for free. The Supreme Court of Kentucky doesn't want us to do this. Every attorney I've talked to in the last 48 hours doesn't want us to do this. I ask you, please don't do this. This is going to hurt your constituents. It creates scenarios by which they can be fleeced by people in positions of power, and it puts attorneys at risk. It's just not a good move. Please vote no.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from Webster for discussion of the matter.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On the last comments that we heard, I probably do agree with the lady in that maybe attorneys aren't getting the proper supervision or regulations that they probably do deserve. I've been here a while, and I cannot recall seeing a statute or even regulations that regulate the attorneys. They're governed pretty much by the bar. The rules are set by the bar. They're disciplined by the bar. And I don't think that's a good thing because I don't know of any other profession out there, and all of us are in professions that are really regulated heavily, and yet this group of people are not. And so I think that's where we probably need to start, is that I don't think any industry should be totally regulating themselves. And so for that reason, I plan to vote in favor of this bill. Thank you.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from Jefferson 33 for discussion of the matter.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just rise to suggest that if my friend, the lady from Fayette, were correct, you should vote against the bill. Thankfully, she's not. I'm a member of the Kentucky Bar Association, and I'm an Indiana attorney as well. I'm not required to join the association in Indiana. I have to pay $180 every year to the Indiana Supreme Court. And what that covers, this is very important because it goes directly to what my friend said. What that covers is it covers CLEs, it recovers discipline, it recovers the ethics hotline, and it also covers what we have in Kentucky called the KELAP program, which is very important. So if a lawyer has a substance abuse program, which is what my friend was referring to, that kind of thing is covered in Indiana by the dues that I pay in Indiana at the Supreme Court. If I want to join the Indiana Bar Association, I'm allowed to do that, but I don't have to. But those things that I've just identified, to make sure lawyers stay within the lines of ethics, to stay within the lines of not mistreating their clients, to stay within the lines of helping them if they have substance abuse, that's covered by the Indiana Supreme Court, even though I don't have to join the association. So I'll circle back and say, I agree with what my friend has suggested. Those things are things that need to happen. If she were correct, you should vote no. She's not correct. And this can be provided and will be and should be provided by the Kentucky Supreme Court after we remove this requirement. I'll end with this. Nowhere else in Kentucky, nowhere, are you required to join an association to put food on the table. Nowhere. Not doctors, not nurses, not architects, nowhere. Only lawyers. It's wrong. It ought to stop. And thank you for, I'm happy that this bill is brought. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Question before the body is passage of House Bill 526 as amended by House Floor Amendment 3. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk will sound the chimes. Those in favor vote aye. Those opposed, nay. Roll call is open for your vote. Chair recognizes the lady from Kenton 65 for explanation of a vote not to exceed 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to explain my vote.
Yes, ma'am.
In committee, I was a no. Subsequent to that, I was able to speak to the bill sponsor my concern. While I still don't love this bill, they did add the 1 year to allow the Supreme Court to figure this out. I don't think that it was fair to say we're going to pass this and then you all go figure it out. So I do appreciate the bill sponsors agreeing to giving the Supreme Court a year and the Bar Association a year to figure this out. Thank you.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from Jefferson 46 for explanation of vote not to exceed 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is a bill I wasn't sure on, and I spent a lot of time thinking about this. I voted no today for one reason. I was a pass in committee. I was starting to lean in another direction. I voted no today because of the process we used here. When we do substitutes the night before, the day before, and then deny me an opportunity to vote regardless of what it was going to be on a floor amendment that was already in order because a strong arm was used to not allow suspension of rules is what would be required for us to be able to vote on that floor amendment. That's not right. That's partisan political stuff that I don't like. So I posted a no vote today for that very reason. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from Whitley for explanation of vote not to exceed 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to explain my yes vote.
Yes, sir.
I anticipate I'll still be a member of the KBA, the Kentucky Bar Association. I have a great man who's on the Board of Governors in my area. However, when you're fresh out of law school, sometimes you're not even in a steady job yet. $300 and some can be a lot of money. And other folks have maybe retired or they're in government jobs, but they want to keep their law license. This gives folks the option to decide to join the Bar Association or not. It may not be a one-size-fits-all, you're automatically required to join. So although I'm going to remain in the Bar Association, I commend the gentleman for bringing this bill. Thank you.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from Kenton 69.
I rise to explain my vote.
Yes, sir. Good sponsor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. When I was sworn into this body over in that building, I swore an oath to the Constitution. But it wasn't the first time that I swore that oath to the Constitution in that building. The first time I did it was in 2012 when I was sworn in to practice law. And I did it in the Supreme Court's chambers because the Supreme Court then was vested with admission and discipline. And when this bill passes, the Supreme Court will still be vested with admission and discipline. What we have heard today is fear-mongering and incalculable arguments against why lawyers should be allowed to regulate and decide what they do with their money. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Have all members voted? Clerk will take the roll. In 70 members voting aye, 21 members voting nay, House Bill 526, as amended by House Floor Amendment 3, is passed. Gentleman from Kenton.
Move for the clincher, Mr. Speaker.
Without objection, so ordered. Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, I move you, sir, that House Bill 264 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for a third time by title and sponsor only, and placed upon its passage.
Motion's made and seconded that House Bill 264 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for the third time by title and sponsor only, and placed upon its passage. Clerk, please report.
House Bill 264, an act relating to theft by deception. Representative Proctor.
Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the lady from Boone, 66, for explanation of the bill and motion thereon.
Chair recognizes the lady from Boone, 60, for explanation of the bill and a motion thereon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. House Bill 264 amends Kentucky's theft by deception statute. It creates a legal presumption of fraud when a person lists or advertises residential or commercial property for sale, lease, or rent without legal ownership or authority. The bill strengthens protections against fraudulent real estate scams. Mr. Speaker, please ask the clerk to report House Floor Amendment 1 to House Bill 264.
Clerk, please report.
House Floor Amendment 1 to House Bill 264.
Lady from Boone.
Mr. Speaker, House Floor Amendment 1 just simply adds the words vacant lot to the list of residential and commercial properties of real property to the bill to make it more complete. Mr. Speaker, I move adoption of House Floor Amendment 1 to House Bill 264.
Motion is for the adoption of House Floor Amendment 1. Is there any discussion of the floor amendment? Seeing none, those in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. House Floor Amendment 1 is adopted. Lady from Boone.
Mr. Speaker, I move passage of House Bill 264 as amended by House Floor Amendment 1.
Question before the body. Passage of House Bill 264 is amended by House Floor Amendment 1. Is there any further discussion? Chair recognizes the gentleman from Spencer for discussion of the matter.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to commend the lady from Boone for bringing House Bill 264 to us today. I have been a licensed real estate agent in the state of Kentucky for 26 and a half years. Over 24 of those years, I've been a broker. I'm now principal broker of my company. I deal with people on a daily basis, my customers and clients. There are a lot of vulnerable people out there that there are people out there that are willing to prey on them and take advantage of them. They don't understand things, and I certainly appreciate this coming forward today, and I think this truly will help protect our citizens across the Commonwealth. Thank you, lady from Boone.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from Rowland for discussion of the matter.
May I ask the lady from Boone a question?
She will yield to a question.
Ma'am, but is there not a law that's already in place that addresses situations like this, or not?
Lady from Boone.
No, there's not.
Okay.
Gentleman from Rowland.
Thank you.
Question before the body is passage of House Bill 264 as amended by House Floor Amendment 1. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk will sound the chimes. Those in favor vote aye. Those opposed, nay. Roll call is open for your vote. Have all members voted? Does any member wish to change or explain their vote? Clerk will take the roll. Being 93 members voting aye, no members voting nay, House Bill 264 as amended by House Floor Amendment 1 is passed. Lady from Boone.
Mr. Speaker, I move the clincher.
Objection, so ordered. Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, I move you, sir, that House Bill 448 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for a third time, by title and sponsor only, and placed upon its passage.
Motion's made and seconded that House Bill 448 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for the third time by title and sponsor only, and placed upon its passage. Clerk, please report.
House Bill 448, an act relating to background checks. Representative Hampton.
Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from Scott for explanation of the bill and motion thereon.
I recognize the gentleman from Scott for explanation of the bill and a motion thereon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. House Bill 448 is a straightforward measure that aligns Kentucky law with existing federal background check requirements for individuals seeking federal employment or federal contract work. This bill clarifies that when federal agencies are authorized to conduct background investigations, Kentucky criminal justice agencies may provide criminal history information for that limited purpose. It also includes a narrow update to juvenile records laws to allow access only when required for federal background checks while maintaining overall confidential fiscal concern. This is a technical clarifying bill that improves consistency and efficiency while protecting sensitive records. If there are no questions, I move for adoption of House Bill 448.
Question before the body is passage of House Bill 448. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, clerk will sound the chimes.
Those in favor vote aye. Those opposed, nay. Roll call is open for your vote. Have all members voted? Does any member wish to change or explain their vote? Clerk will take the roll. Being 81 members voting aye, 8 members voting nay, House Bill 448 is passed. Gentleman from Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move the clincher.
Without objection, so ordered. Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, that concludes the orders of the day.
Next order of business, motions, petitions, communications, and announcements. Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, I move you, sir, that Senate Bill 172 be taken from the Committee on Natural Resources and Energy, given its second reading, and then returned to the Committee on Natural Resources and Energy.
Without objection, so ordered. Clerk, please report.
Senate Bill 172, Senator Wheeler, an act relating to utility fuel adjustment and declaring an emergency.
Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, the only other thing I have is an announcement and a reminder to the members that we will not be meeting Monday. The Constitution of Kentucky does not allow us to meet on President's Day or any holiday. So, remember, sorry, you can't come in Monday and work here on the House floor. But with that, as you celebrate President Stivers on President's Day, you will also want to turn your attention, since we can't be here, to see one of our members. Now, before he was on KET all the time, the gentleman from Whitley was a star on another network. And at 7 Central on Monday, CBS will be airing some of their best episodes of that television show Survivor leading up to their 50th season. And the episode celebrating the gentleman from Whitley's victory will be airing Monday night. So since we can't see each other all on Monday, we can at least all watch the gentleman from Whitley before he really became famous. Mr. Speaker, hope everyone has a good long weekend. Friday the 13th, followed by Valentine's Day, followed by President's Day. What a great weekend. Mr. Speaker, that's all I have for motions, petitions, communications, and announcements.
Thank you, gentlemen. Chair recognizes the lady from Nelson. For what purpose, ma'am?
I would like to call Legislative Citation 26 and have it read by title only.
Clerk, please report.
Citation 26, Representative Massaroni. Citation of adjournment. The House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of Kentucky does hereby adjourn this legislative day in loving memory and honor of Joseph Albert Hayden and Carolyn Greenwell Hayden.
Lady from Nelson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today we honor Caroline Greenwell Hayden and her beloved husband, the former Representative Jody Hayden. These two remarkable Kentuckians lived lives of faith, service, and devotion, and their passing left a lasting mark on Bardstown and the Commonwealth. Caroline and Jody were beloved members of our community and lived a life defined by grace, compassion, and love. Both were Nelson County natives who devoted their lives to serving others, growing their faith, and loving their family. Caroline's kindness filled every room. Her quiet strength carried her family through every season. She was active in her church and a passionate supporter of education and a dear friend to all. Jody served his country in the Army National Guard, including a tour in Vietnam, was an active businessman in her community, and later answered the call of public service as a member of this body, the House of Representatives. Together, Caroline and Jody Hayden built a legacy grounded in faith, family, and service. Their lives remind us that true leadership begins at home and extends outward into the community. Mr. Speaker, Caroline and Jody's families are here today watching in the gallery. Without a doubt, they are a testament of the two great Kentuckians that Caroline and Jody were. Mr. Speaker, I move adoption of this citation.
Without objection, so ordered. Thank you, lady from Nelson. To recognize the gentleman from McGoffin. For what purpose, sir?
Make an announcement, sir.
Yes, sir.
To the members of the Transportation Committee, please take note, Monday being a holiday, I don't think anyone wants to be here Tuesday morning at 10, so we will not meet on Tuesday. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Members take note. Chair recognizes the lady from Scott. For what purpose, ma'am?
Mr. Speaker, please ask the clerk to report citation number 27 by title only.
Clerk, please report.
Citation 27, Representative Grossel. Citation of achievement. The House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of Kentucky hereby recognizes and honors the members and coaches of the Leestown Middle School cheerleading squad.
Lady from Scott.
Thank you. I rise today to recognize and honor the members and coaches of the Leestown Middle School cheerleading squad for their outstanding performance at America's Cheerleading Cup National Championship in Orlando, Florida this past weekend. This outstanding group of athletes brought home a coveted national title in the middle school game day large division, and as their state representative and a former middle school cheerleader myself, I could not be prouder of them. This squad, under the leadership of head coach Amanda Mooseman and assistant coach Destiny Engel, have demonstrated remarkable ability, perseverance, and skill, bringing tremendous honor not only to Leestown Middle School, but to the entire Commonwealth through their commitment to excellence, both individually and collectively. My wish for all of them is that they never stop pursuing their goals. Please join me in congratulating these ladies and in extending best wishes for many future accomplishments as they continue to shine brightly as members of our Fayette County community. Mr. Speaker, I move for adoption.
Without objection, so ordered. To recognize the gentleman from Webster. For what purpose, sir?
To make an announcement, Mr.
Yes,
Speaker.
sir.
I'd like to announce to the members of the Natural Resources and Energy Committee that we will meet Tuesday upon adjournment of the House. Thank you.
Members take note. Chair recognizes the gentleman from Christian 8. For what purpose, sir?
Communicate with the body.
Yes, sir.
Although we're facing this 3-day weekend, there is still some work to be done. We do have a Public Pension Oversight Board meeting upon adjournment of both the House and the Senate right today in room 131.
Members take note. Chair recognizes the gentleman from Rockcastle. For what purpose, sir?
Communicate with the body.
Yes, sir.
To the members of Appropriations and Revenue, I hate to break your all's heart right before Valentine's Day, but we will not be meeting on Tuesday.
Members take note. Chair recognizes the gentleman from Carter. For what purpose, sir?
To make an announcement.
Yes, sir.
To the members of the Local Government Committee, we will be meeting on Tuesday at 1 p.m. instead of 9 a.m. Tuesday at 1 p.m. Thank you.
Members take note. Chair recognizes the lady from Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have some introductions. On behalf of the gentleman from Henderson, we want to welcome the KACTE Leadership Fellows Program that is watching from our streaming gallery. So we want to welcome them on behalf of the gentleman from Henderson. And we also want a special thank you to our lady from Jefferson 44 for our treats today. So thank you, lady from Jefferson.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from Hardin 25. For what purpose, sir?
Make an announcement.
Sir.
To the members of Veterans Military Affairs and Public Protection, we will be meeting on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Members take note. Chair recognizes the gentleman from Spencer. For what purpose, sir?
Make an announcement, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, sir.
The members of the House Standing Committee on Post-Secondary Education, we will not be meeting on Tuesday.
Members take note. Chair recognizes the gentleman from Fayette 77. For what purpose, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to communicate with the body.
Yes, sir.
A little known Black History fact for today.
Yes, sir.
A noted Kentuckian Whitney Moore Young, Jr., born July 31st, 1921, and died March 11th, 1971, was an American civil rights leader trained as a social worker. He spent most of his career working to end employment discrimination in the United States and turning the National Urban League from a relatively passive civil rights organization into one that aggressively worked for equitable access to socioeconomic opportunity for the historically disenfranchised. Young was influential in the United States federal government's war on poverty in the 1960s. Young was born in Shelby County, Kentucky, on July 31st, 1921. His father, Whitney M. Young Sr., was the president of the Lincoln Institute. The lady from Shelby knows Lincoln Institute well, I'm sure, and served twice as the president of the Kentucky Negro Educational Association. Young enrolled in the Lincoln Institute at the age of 13, graduating as his class valedictorian, with his sister Margaret becoming salutatorian in 1937. Young earned his Bachelor of Science in Social Work from Kentucky State University, historically black university. Young had aspirations of becoming a medical doctor at Kentucky State. During his time at Kentucky State, Young was also a forward on the university's basketball team, and was a member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, where he served as the vice president. He became president of his senior class and graduated in 1941. The accolades for Whitney M. Young, a well-known Kentuckian that served this state and this nation well. Just like to draw attention to this body, to Whitney M. Young, Jr. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, gentlemen. Any other members seeking recognition of motions, petitions, communications, and announcements? Seeing none, the next order of business, introduction of new bills and resolutions. Clerk, please report.
House Bill 641, Representative Grossell, an act relating to mental health chatbots. House Bill 642, Representative Tipton, an act relating to the Kentucky Teachers Retirement System. House Bill 643, Representative Jackson, an act relating to school safety. House Bill 644, Representative Bratcher, an act relating to the awarding of a Medal of Distinction by the General Assembly. House Bill 645, Representative Flannery, an act relating to the Kentucky Tax Tribunal. House Bill 646, Representative Tate, an act relating to the use of pharmaceuticals to intentionally terminate life. And House Bill 647, Representative McPherson, an act relating to economic relief for local communities of the Commonwealth and declaring an emergency.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Next order of business is meeting of Committee on Committees and the Rules Committee. Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, I move you, sir, the House should stand in recess for a meeting of the Committee on Committees and the Rules Committee at the clerk's desk.
Without objection, the House should stand in recess for a meeting of Committee on Committees and the Rules Committee at the clerk's desk.
House come to order. Next order of business is report of committee on committees and the Rules Committee. Clerk, please report.
The Committee on Committees has met and referred the following bills and resolutions: to Appropriations and Revenue, House Bill 580; to Economic Development and Workforce Investment, House Bills 578, 579, and 585; to Elections, Constitutional Amendments, and Intergovernmental Affairs, House Bill 587; to Health Services, House Bill 583; to the Judiciary, House Bills 588 and 592; to Licensing, Occupations, and Administrative Regulations, House Bills 582 and 584; to Local Government, House Bill 581; to Primary and Secondary Education, House Bills 586 and 591; to State Government, House Bill 589; and to Veterans, Military Affairs, and Public Protection, House Bill 590. The Rules Committee has met and posted the following bills and resolutions to the regular orders for Tuesday, February 17, 2026. House Bills 6, 136, 257, 480, 490, and 562.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Next order of business is introduction of floor amendments. Please report.
House Floor Amendment 4 to House Bill 256, Representative Burke; and House Floor Amendment 1 to House Bill 529 with House Committee Substitute 1, Representative Elliott.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Next order of business is adjournment. Gentleman from McCracken. Actually, I'll yield to the lady from Floyd at the gentleman from McCracken's desk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that the House shall stand adjourned until 4 p.m. Tuesday, February 17th, the year of our Lord 2026.
Without objection, the House shall stand adjourned until 4 p.m. Tuesday, February 17th, the year of our Lord 2026.